बड़ी शर्म है
Wait.
ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें। सिंह रुको यार, मैं अपना थोड़ा बजट से अपनी सैलरी निकालूं 5 लाख।
Dude, give me my
Yes.
money. You did not
No,
give
wait,
me.
Ace, you are a Brit, but
Arno
what about...
was asked to distribute the money. He didn't.
Oh, I
Asshole
didn't.
kept the money for himself.
Okay.
And I
Shut
think
your
so.
mouth! Do not ever say that, you moron.
Your mom is the
You
moron.
absolute moron, you absolute
We have
numbsuckle.
fucking 1.3 million dollars in
Yeah,
our
I
account.
think so.
सही
He
बताओ।
gave some money to Zach for,
That was back in the day. बहुत पहले जब मुझे पिछली बार कबीर राणा साहब ने भिजवाए थे ना पैसे, तब मैंने सबको भिजवा दिए थे। तब
तेरा अकाउंट, तेरी स्टेट आईडी क्या है? Is
4981.
लो आनो स्टेट आईडी बताओ।
5256 करवा दो भैया। हाँ जी।
अकाउंट चेक कर लो अपना। चलो बढ़िया है।
And where were you lost for so many days, Shrey?
I left the department
Why?
and made sure that he will carry it. This fucker. Salary तक distribute नहीं की।
My
I'll
God.
carry it. Wait, मुझे फाइनेंस का ऑफिसर किसने बनाया बता? किसने बनाया?
मैंने तेरे को वहां पे बोला था कि तू
हाँ जी,
सैलरी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दियो।
अरे
करी
सुनो
क्यों नहीं
तो,
तूने?
पहली वाली मैंने कर दी, दूसरी वाली का मुझे पता ही नहीं चला।
मैं ट्विटर ब्लू की सब्सक्रिप्शन ले रहा हूँ।
Where are your daughters,
Blue.
Shrey?
ट्विटर की which डॉटर ओके। हाँ कौन कौन थी मेरे बच्चे? हाँ वो था ना,
यार
इंग्लैंड तो दिखता नहीं है, क्लेमेंटाइन पता नहीं कहाँ चली गई, और वो एक और औलाद है हर्लीन, वो पता नहीं कहाँ है आजकल।
Yeah, well, Twitter
जस्ट टू
Blue
बी श्योर मैं कुछ
Twitter Blue monetization. What is that?
देगा देगा देगा
Taiga?
या देगा। तूने भी
अबे अब कर
नंबर की।
यार, अब इतना तो पैसा के करेंगे क्या, है ना? तो कोई
let
नहीं,
me
रख लेते।
call Hugh को भी बोलता हूँ जितने भी प्राइवेट अटॉर्नीज है, let them come. We are the private attorneys. मैंने जॉली अभी अभी आ जाइए, और जितने भी प्राइवेट अटॉर्नीज, हार्वी है तो हार्वी को भी बुलाइए। मैं बुलाता हूँ हार्वी को कोर्ट हाउस के अंदर। मैं बुलाता हूँ। आप एक काम करिए, कोर्ट हाउस लेके आ जाइए सबको। ओके।
अभी कितनी देर में शुरू होने वाला है काम धंधा, क्योंकि मैं बीच में भूख और
5
प्यास से
मिनट
मर
में।
जाऊंगा थोड़ा
हाँ मैं
सा।
5 मिनट में कर रहा हूँ।
चलो जी, भाग के जरा आते हैं।
Hey, what was the discussion about?
You know what RICO Act is, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just informing the high command to be present.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure.
I think so. No PD officer is in the city.
No. Don't inform high command. This is a DOJ meeting, not a police meeting.
Okay.
Chief Justice will inform the high commands and the police official.
No issues. No, even I had to have a word. Yesterday we had a bench trial.
You had what?
We had a bench trial.
Bench trial.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had 2 people in for 9s. I think so. The judge sent you what to do since you're the IA chief.
Give me a second. कहाँ भेजा है मुझे एक बार बताना।
DOJ request.
तूने केस क्यों वापस लिए?
Both the leading officers were not present. The evidences also were not attached. They just prosecuted them on terrorism without anything. No on-scene
Were they
evidence.
informed? Were they informed or anything
Regarding what?
regarding the court case?
Yeah, the command members, Dev Kapoor and Casper, informed them. But the big trouble here was I never got the case file from the PD. If they are sending someone for nines, they did not.
Statements तो है यहाँ पे.
The statements are not of the leading officers, of the processing officers as well.
What the fuck? क्या processing officer की क्या हकास हुई है ये?
Yeah.
हेलो
एक मिनट.
हेलो
So
हेलो
अरे
the
हावी जी क्या हाल है?
So-
कैसे हो
बढ़िया, बढ़िया
आप?
साहब।
अरे
बढ़िया।
एक मिनट दीजिएगा हावी जी, मैं आपसे आके बहुत अच्छे से मिलता हूँ. एक मिनट दीजिएगा, इधर
हाँ,
आइए सानू.
So, simply I'll tell you, okay, that they just put them for nines, and then in the court they what do you call?
They pled guilty. तो
No.
किस चीज के लिए रेबल खान ने प्लीड गिल्टी क्यों कर रखा है यहाँ पे?
No, he then told he gave a statement in the court that I am not pleaded guilty. That's why.
डीब्रीफ एक सेकंड. लीडिंग उसके ऑफिसर की स्टेटमेंट हो ना हो वो घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. यहाँ पे डीब्रीफ दे रखा है, सबकी स्टेटमेंट है, तो क्या चाहिए उसको और?
Yeah, so what happened? I wanted the leading, at least the leading officer, the processing officer to be there because apparently both of the suspects gave a testimony of being, what do you call, the guns planted on them. So here the case was we didn't have a on-scene evidence. We didn't have the what do you
उन्होंने प्लांटिंग की दी बेशक, पर उनकी जीएसआर पॉजिटिव है ये.
Yes, I
They have
understand.
been tested positive for the GSR. The big mistake that they did was इन्होंने यहाँ पे कुछ भी casing, ballistics, किसी की भी कुछ attach नहीं कर रखा evidence के अंदर.
Yeah, so there was, say, GSR can be positive by either gunshots, even gunpowder for some case. So they were working at the autos, they said, they
Now
mentioned.
give me a second. Let me go and check the evidence locker. Come over here. कल आया था ना यहाँ पे evidence locker, यहाँ पे shift हुआ था ना court case
Yeah,
के
yeah,
time पे.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come to the back of the courthouse.
It's logged.
हम्म.
How the hell you guys went in?
Because he is the assistant district attorney and he has the keys.
Moe.
आ रहा हूँ ऊपर, आ रहा हूँ मैं. एक काम करो, जजेस चेम्बर्स के अंदर आ जाओ. जजेस चेम्बर्स के अंदर आ जाइए. राउंड टेबल मेरे ऑफिस या जजेस चेम्बर्स के अंदर कर
I
आई गेस लेजिस्लेशन वाले एरिया में ज्यादा बेटर होगा उसके लिए.
लेजिस्लेशन रूम है ना यहाँ पे, लेजिस्लेशन एरिया है यहाँ पे. We can use that as well. Yeah, you got the chain as well, fucker. कितना कमा रहा है तू भाई? जज आए?
नहीं जज नहीं आए.
Oh my
इनको
god.
याद
अरे
किया
रे
मैंने.
रे रे रे.
चलिए आइए.
जज साहब दिखते हो रहे हैं मुझे सामने.
अरे ह्यू
कहाँ
सर
पे?
कैसे हैं आप?
big fan
पप्पी
you.
I
लगाने
am
में
really
प्रयास
well,
करो.
Arno. How are you?
वो कौन खड़ा हुआ है?
बिल्कुल. अच्छा जज
अरे
साहब
चाहे-
अभी
how
अभी
is
आए.
your wife
बिना
you?
केस लड़े आपको एमएलए
Do one thing, do one thing. जो भी साइन इन नहीं है जाके साइन इन कर लो. अगर एक भी बंदा मुझे साइन इन नहीं देखा मैं बहुत गालियां बकूंगा.
You're not signed
एक्चुअली
in.
श्रेय आप भी करो ना, आपको भी दिखना चाहिए.
मेरा दिखेगा नहीं क्योंकि मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटर्नी हूँ.
नहीं नहीं
Why?
I want
Why?
कि दिखे, समझ रहे हो?
डिस्ट्रिक्ट
कर लो
अटर्नी
ना.
दिखता नहीं है.
I
कर
can
लो ना,
wait.
दिखना
I can
अरे
see
फोटो के लिए कर लो,
Arno's.
फोटो के लिए बस.
हाँ कर लो ना.
मैं
वैसा
क्लर्क की
वाला।
तरह ही देख सकता हूँ तुम्हें, क्लर्क ही दिखूंगा।
अरे
हाँ
आप
करो करो
It's fine, you're a clerk, it's fine.
चलेगा कुछ
You
पता नहीं
retired.
चलेगा किसी को
राइट राइट राइट।
Kidding.
सर्विस सेंटर खुलवा सकते हैं अगर मैं एक बार चार्ली से बात करूं।
अरे माउंट चिलियार्ड पे जाके करते हैं ना बेस्ट।
ह्यू
टेम्पल एंड स्टोन पे 8 लोग हैं, उसके अलावा कहीं आपको करना है तो आप देख लो, उससे ज्यादा लोग हो रहे हैं तो अगर 8 से कम लोग हैं तो वहां पे हो
सेरेमनी
जाएंगे।
पाँच, छः,
हो
सात।
जाएगा, वो भी बढ़िया जगह है वहाँ पे।
नाइट से 7-8 है तो जजेस चेंबर्स के अंदर नहीं, मेरे ऑफिस करना है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटॉर्नीज ऑफिस।
अरे हमारा है,
नहीं,
जज
आपका-
चैम्बर है हमारे ऑफिस,
आपका
आइए।
नहीं आपको बता रहा हूँ, ट्रस्ट मी, कम विद मी, जगह सही है।
चलो ठीक है, मेक श्योर टू कॉल द जज एज वेल।
Yeah,
जज
coming.
साहब को मैं कॉल कर
वहाँ
लेता हूँ।
पे पीछे।
नहीं आ गए हैं, मैं कॉल करता हूँ।
Let's come together.
Why do I feel जैक को अंदर से चुल हो रही होगी कि वो मीटिंग के अंदर ही है?
I
hello,
think so.
Kavirani sir,
I
मैं
think
तो
so.
यार
He's gonna
होने
be
दो।
present
मैं तो
here.
कह रहा हूँ होने दो।
अरे कवि सर आप आ नहीं रहे हो क्या?
आपके दिमाग में नाच रहा है क्या वो?
अरे
कीड़े मेरे दिमाग में बहुत मच्छर
कबीराना
रहे,
जी
पता
को
नहीं
भी
क्यों।
कॉल करो।
अरे
कबीराना
कवि
जी
सर
को भी
जल्दी
call
आओ
करो।
यार, यहाँ पे मीटिंग चलने वाली है, आप आ नहीं रहे।
मीटिंग चालू
इतने
करके
दिन से दर्शन
कबीराना
दे
जी
नहीं
को
रहे।
call करते।
अच्छा अच्छा, अरे श्रेय बत्रा को ऐसे गाली मत दीजिए कवि सर, आप क्या कर रहे हो आप?
जॉली फोन काट दो, कान में डाल दो।
क्या दिए सर आप? अब आपको
अरे यार
कबीराना
उसे
गाली दे रहे हो,
प्लेजर
उसमें
के
मैं
साथ
क्या
क्यों
करूं?
थ्रेटन कर रहे हो यार, उसे जाने दो।
This is how life is, you know.
और चचा कैसे हो? लो बुक्का खाओ।
Yeah.
सामने इसका ऑफिस, पैदल आओ वहां तक।
So, yeah, I'm going walking.
जाना कहाँ है? जाना कहाँ है?
Yeah, follow.
ये सामने ऑफिस है इसका।
अच्छा यू के ऑफिस में जाना है।
Yeah.
चलो।
I think so. Zack Snyder is gonna come back and say Arno is pregnant. Ramkhor एक. Look at that couple, man. Ah, fuck.
Are you all right, sir? Hello?
Yeah, I'm alright. Is there a high command on duty?
Let me check. No high command.
What's your rank?
Oh, I'm a trooper sergeant. This is 210 Nicoris. Nice to meet you.
Okay, no issues.
Command.
Leave it for the moment. We were gonna have a word with the high command regarding something, but it's fine. Okay.
Well, regarding something, maybe you can give me some context, you know?
Regarding the fuck ups by your department.
Oh, I'm
Internal.
out. All right, enjoy. I'm out.
I knew that. We can have Jolly's wedding over here. What do you say?
ऐसे
जॉली
मीटिंग
किस
किस रिगार्डिंग है?
रिको एक्ट। हार्वी जी बहुत टाइम हो गया यार आपको देखे हुए, आपसे तो मुलाकात है।
You seem so rich now. You're having a katana. You're having a chain.
एस जॉली, सॉरी जॉली कह रहा हूँ मैं। हार्वी जी हमारे शहर के सबसे पुराने, हमसे पुराने और सबसे बड़े वकील है, सीनियर एडवोकेट
ऐसा
in the city.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
ये
सारे
gentlemen,
सारे
ह्यू-
समझ
lawyers
आ जाएगी।
भाई
ह्यू
वगैरह
जॉली से पहले इन्होंने पैसा छापा है यहाँ पे।
I
सबसे
think
पहले
so,
ट्यूने
man.
कार ली थी इन्होंने। जज साहब को बैठने देते हैं बड़ी चेयर
जज
पे।
साहब, जज साहब, जज साहब, जज साहब।
How do I sit on this? Okay.
You have a seat सामने एकदम मेरे।
Okay, let's
Ace,
do.
come over here, you fucker.
Do you speak to your girlfriend like that?
इतना
Shrey?
पैसा पीडी
Yeah, I
डिपार्टमेंट
do.
में लगा दिया होता तो पीडी डिपार्टमेंट कहाँ से कहाँ होता भाई?
Where the hell?
ये कौन बोला? ये
अरे
कौन
तब
बोला?
भी वहीं पे रहता, मेंटालिटी नहीं खरीद सकता ना ये आदमी।
क्या-
Please have a seat, Your Honor.
भाग जाओ यहाँ से निको रीव्स।
Hello?
This is the
Yeah, get
I.
out.
अगर आपको सराउंडिंग चाहिए तो टॉप फ्लोर पे हमने एक कोर्ट हाउस भी, मिनी कोर्ट हाउस बना रखा है।
कोर्ट हाउस की नीड नहीं है, इट्स अ फॉर्मल मीटिंग।
This is a meeting,
यहाँ
not.
पे कोर्ट हाउस
क्यों चाहिए?
प्लीज मेक श्योर एवरीवन इज शाउटिंग as it's an enclosed place and थोड़ी आवाज नहीं आएगी।
Yeah, I got it.
जज
Everybody
साहब
is here, right? Nobody's missing.
अफसर कहाँ गए? वो 2 अफसर आए थे.
अफसर की नीड नहीं है यहाँ पे. अफसर को चीफ जस्टिस खुद बताएगी पास होने के बाद ये एक्ट.
That will be better actually, yes.
Yeah. Let's not call any officers over here because it's an official district Department of Justice meeting for the passing of RICO Act. Before we pass the RICO Act, we District Attorney's Office have the power to straight away pass the RICO Act, but we want to get your advice on this as well क्योंकि ये बहुत ज़्यादा influence करने वाला है and it's going to be a very powerful act and I want the Honorable Justice and all the private attorneys present in this room to put their input and I'd like to keep this meeting quite serious. मुझे इसके अंदर ज़्यादा मजाक नहीं चाहिए because it's a sensitive topic. I hope that's clear, everyone. Right?
Yep. Sorry to cut you, Shrey. Can we get the document so we can read it?
Yeah, Arno, the document that you sent me,
Haji.
can you post it at the
We are
official?
going with that one.
We will make changes to that one, but we'll
Sure.
give them the brief of what the RICO
Sure.
Act is.
Where do you want me to post it?
I'll tag you.
By the way, all lawyers, make sure you're busy in the DOJ app.
Everyone got the base. अब उनके कागजात मिल गए. Judge, you there?
Yes,
No,
I'm still
did not
waiting.
did not get it on the laptop over here.
किधर दिया?
It's in the laptop in
Check
front of you.
Check your laptop, not MDW.
Wait, let me send it over there.
By the way, I'm seeing some new faces. What's your good
Yes,
name,
sir,
mister?
this is our clerk.
It's a clerk and the retired additional assistant district attorney.
Additional. My God.
मेरा लैपटॉप खराब है शायद.
There.
एक बार आप लोग चेक कर लीजिए और ये भी चेक कर लीजिए कि आपके पास बस व्यूइंग के राइट्स हो. अगर आप एडिट कर पा रहे हैं तो एक बार बता दीजिएगा, बस और कुछ नहीं.
सबको मिल गया ये? I've tagged everyone over
हाँ जी,
there.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
Yeah,
मिल गई.
it's just for viewing. It's just for viewing.
They open it for you.
That's perfect.
दिख रहा है, देख सकते.
Yeah, it's just for viewing.
इसको बताने से पहले Arno will brief you up on what RICO is, what's the full form of RICO, how this act works, and why there's a need of passing this act. Arno, can you please go ahead with that?
Sure. Alright, gentlemen, first of all, I'll make sure आप लोग सब मेरी आवाज सुन पा रहे हैं अच्छे से.
बिल्कुल
हाँ
सुन
जी.
पा रहे हैं.
Yes, yes.
Good, Arno.
All right. So I'll start off with very simple thing like explanatory note में भी लिखा हुआ है सब कुछ, पर I'll just get to the point. बात यह है कि हमारे सिटी में ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम बहुत ज़्यादा है, हम सब देख ही रहे हैं, या फिर हम लोग उसको एक्नॉलेज करने से चूकते हैं थोड़ा बहुत. आई डोंट नो, आई डोंट गेट द पॉइंट, बट वट एवर द पॉइंट इज, ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम है. यहाँ तक कि बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हमारे सिटी में अंदर से खोखली हो चुकी हैं, इफ यू कैन से दैट. Again, it is a very big allegation, but I'm assuming everyone over here has an open mind and will listen to it. with an open mind.
Wait, sorry to cut you. What is
बताइए.
Khokli?
Hollow.
Okay.
Hollow.
Yes.
They have become
It's
hollow
from
the
within.
inside.
Okay.
It's been eaten up like termites eat up a wooden chair. Make sense?
Yeah,
guess
gotcha,
it does.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's fine. Please continue, Arno.
Haji. So, as you all know, I guess I might have spoken to you all about this earlier. I was working in Liberty City earlier, and this was exactly what we
Let's
used to
see
do
what
back
is
there.
this.
And I wanted this to happen over here as soon as possible. So RICO, which stands for Racketeer Influenced Corrupt Organizations Act, which was initially introduced in the 70s, but we're gonna go ahead and make sure we implement it in our state right now. The late, better late than never, but yeah, इसकी implementation बस इसलिए होने वाली है कि हम लोग अपनी criminal enterprises को रोक सकें, बिकॉज वो हमारे ओवरऑल सोसाइटी को अंदर से खोखला करे जा रहे हैं. आई मीन, कैन यू ऑल इमेजिन, हम लोग जहाँ से अपने सामान लेते हैं, अपनी कोई भी टेली नीड का सामान लेते हैं, it can be run by a racketeering organization. So yeah, this basically what it does is it just gives the law enforcement agencies more like a supporter. People call it a weapon, but I say it's just a support. It's a support to them so that they can actually go ahead and not be restricted by any sort of thing. I know, again, the way I'm saying it, it sounds like a weapon, but it's not. Trust me. We will be there to moderate it. और आपको अगर कुछ भी दिक्कत होगी, we'll be there head first to explain and give answers. Well, if you want to go in the nitty gritties and all the, little bit, how do I put it, the in-depth analysis of the whole thing, you can go ahead, give a read. I know you all are very very well educated lawyers, और आप लोगों को ये document reading वगैरह वगैरह ये सब तो आपका हर दिन का काम है. So आप जाके देख सकते हैं. I've made sure that it's made as perfect as possible, but अगर इसमें कुछ भी दिक्कत आपको लगती है, then I'm open for all sorts of questioning or any sort of changes. Again, कोई भी editing, कोई भी changes हो, आप मुझे बताइए. We'll talk about it, and I'll make sure that it is done.
And there are a few suggestions from my
All
side.
right.
Sure. We'll start off with Batra ji. Go on.
एक penalties, I'd say the person who is caught for the RICO, when the police activates the RICO Act on an organization, they should not have the right to have an attorney with them.
Okay.
Because ये ऐसा चार्ज है, ये ऐसा एक्ट है जहाँ पे उसको पकड़ने के बाद भी केस बनता है. The case is not done when the person is caught. The case builds after the person is caught, because from this act they can catch the person. So the person should not have any right to get an attorney under the police custody. And also, police should have the utmost liberty to exercise all the real estate rights, all the rights under them, if they are activating the RICO Act. And now the penalties shall also come under the jurisdiction of the justice or the bench, which will state that the punishment will be at the judge's discretion. No barred or defined punishment should be given under this act, because every case, every aspect of the different cases will have different criteria, different heinousness to it. You get my point, everyone? We should not keep
yes,
a defined. We should not
Shreya,
keep
I
a
have a
defined
formal objection
term.
to that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So what I would like to point out here is that is fine that it's a heinous crime under which they will be booked with the RICO Act. But regarding the representation of a lawyer for them, I would want that the PD should not have the sole authority to decide if they want to push the RICO or not. That should be done in consultation with the district attorney's office, with their active involvement, to make sure there are no human rights violation there. Under RICO Act, we don't want the basic rights of all the suspects should not be violated there. To assure that a lawyer's presence, a private attorney's presence should be allowed after the investigation is over, to ensure none of the human rights were violated.
Okay, I can take that one if you permit, Batra Saab.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion.
So-
It's a good suggestion.
That is a good
District Attorney's
suggestion.
office will be in
definitely.
loop.
But Hugh, Section 2, Clause 2, आप check करिए एक बार prosecution. Just have a look at it once. And I have stated it already that District Attorney's Office exercises full authority to enlist any state or local enforcement agency, law enforcement agency.
Yes,
So
I just
हम लोग के पास
went
पूरी
through it.
authority है. आपको अगर उसके regarding कुछ add कराना है specifically that District Attorney's Office is the one to answer the civilians वगैरह वगैरह, something like that, then sure, I'm open to add that.
Yes, so what I would want is, what I think is, see, if the PD has the sole authority to do it, right? I feel there will be mishaps, there will be miscommunication, and there will be some violations which will happen. If there is any case under which anybody is being booked for RICO Act, the district attorney's office should be communicated immediately by the police department. That's the first thing they have to do.
That
Right?
will be
If
well
district
taken care of.
attorney's
Yeah.
office is there by their side, because they are also lawyers, right? They won't support any heinous crimes. And once the investigation and interrogation is over, then I would request that private attorneys should be allowed to stand by their side.
Yeah, no,
I
think-
also have one more thing to add.
Yeah, go ahead.
before that goes on, like
Yeah,
just
sure.
one thing ऐड करना चाहूंगा.
पढ़ ले.
देखिए जब तक
It's about the
investigation
gang का
खत्म
scene.
ना हो तब तक I
उसके लिए
guess
RP
हमारा
है.
plan है कि उनको lawyer ना
तो
मिले. Once
it is
the
to
whole investigation is
get
done, once we have
the
already made up our whole
gangs जो criminal
Midas binder,
organization
I'm sorry
हम
for
बड़ी
using
चीजों
some
से
offense.
बोलते हैं.
So yeah, once we have made
उनको
our huge binder, we have got all the evidence, etc.
Mhm.
That's when we'll allow the attorneys to have a talk with the people. क्योंकि
Just so, how do you define the investigation? Like, what are the parts? Like, once the charge sheet
Investigation,
is
right.
ready.
So
मैं
once
इनको
the
एक
charge,
ब्रीफ दे दूं पानु पहले
हाँ,
रिको
sure,
का.
that
Mhm.
works.
What RICO is? RICO basically, there are two types of RICO. RICO US based. We are adopting some things from the US. It's going to be a complete different act from what had been applied in the US or passed in the US. As you can see, most of you comes from an Indian origin, right?
Yeah.
And in India, we have this TADA Act. Or RICO and TADA is basically anti-mafia act. Anti-mafia means एक person को हमने पकड़ा. Let's say a person who is constantly committing crime, extortion, bribery, banks को लूटना, basically destroying the economy of the state. Now that creates a pattern. Now you catch one person of that organization, of that mafia or the gang. Then you go ahead, investigate on it, seize properties, do whatever you want to catch other people, other gangs, other member of the mafia, and formulate a whole court case or a whole case about that. That's what RICO Act is. When a person
So
is
Shrey,
caught, then only the case begins and the
So Shrey,
investigation
that
begins.
sounds perfect actually. So what I'm suggesting here is like the investigation is fine, but before the action is being taken, like suppose you just mentioned that the list of their associates, list of their properties, they will be seized. That is fine. But
Yeah.
once before the action starts, that is the seizing of the assets, that is the arrest of the people, the lawyer should be
Yeah.
provided before the action. After investigation, that is fine, right? But before the action starts from the PD, that's when he should be allowed for a representation.
Now, that would violate the fundamental purpose of the act. The fundamental purpose of the act is to catch all the criminals, and especially that organization, that mafia, that gang.
That is fine actually.
The
What I'm
fund,
suggesting
the
is after
attorney
the
representation
investigation is
given.
over.
Yeah, after the investigation is over, after the investigation has been concluded, the case will be presented in front of the judge, and the representation will be definitely allowed. That's the basic human right. But the basic thing that we are barring in this act is then the representation will not be allowed during the investigation. You get the point?
Oh, I understand that. Yes.
Are there any objections on that?
Can I raise my questions now?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Is there a set time limit for investigation for a maximum period of this hours or this days?
Cases like this, there might not be a set time period because it's not humanly or realistically possible. You can never know how long that case might be, or how long that case can prolong.
But Trey, to be realistic here, we need to have a timeline for that. Like, how much time can we allow the PD to continue the investigation? Like,
Yeah,
he
because
has to
if
be
a set
presented in
limit
front
is
of a judge, right?
set limit is not given to them, they will take as much as possible
Yeah,
from
for
we
the
don't
that, the
want
first
them to be
objection that was
lazy.
raised by you, the first objection that was raised by you, Hugh, that district attorney's office will be in loop during this course of investigation, as will be the prosecution body. In this case, we'll be prosecuting them. The district attorney's office will be in the loop, and we will take sole discretion on if the investigation is going on without any evidences or not. So you might
But we
not have
would
to worry
want
about that.
a time barrier for that. Like, suppose 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever you deem fit. Even 72 hours is fine. But there should be a limitation on that because we would not want any suspect to be in custody for a indefinite period of time.
Yeah, and my second question is
That's
after
the
this.
purpose of the act. That's the purpose of the act. This act will supersede all the laws. Which means if a person that is caught for 9, according to the laws that we have, according to the case laws that we have, which states that a person caught for 9 has to be presented in front of the judge within 24 to 48 hours. This act supersedes that. there will be no time limit. A person can be held for weeks. That's the
But
purpose of the act.
Shrey, you understand. I'll give you an example since we are already borrowing things from US.
Yeah.
You have heard about Guantanamo Bay, right? What happened there? You guys
Yeah,
are
I
aware
did.
of it?
Yeah.
People were
After the
taken to
9/11,
an
right?
island. Yes. People were
Yeah.
just taken to the island, and even if they were not guilty, they were just kept there without any rights.
Yeah.
Shrey, we all know right now at today's point of time, everybody are condemning that event because there was severe human rights violation there with the people who were not guilty. We don't want that to happen in our city, Shrey.
I
And
completely
my
get you, but
follow-up,
there is a
and my
difference.
follow-up
There's a-
question for this
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
see,
Yeah.
if in case you fail to build up a RICO case against a person or a organization, right? So what happens to that individual? Will he be getting some compensatory benefit, or
सेक्शन
will he
2
be
क्लॉज 4 चेक कर लो जाली उसके लिए आप
okay?
Before that,
Mhm.
मैं इसका एक आपको reply देता हूँ. The case, the situation that you mentioned that happened in US after 9/11, it's completely different from what is happening inside the state. In the state of Los Santos, in the state of San Andreas that we live in, and in the city of Los Santos, literally 80% of the citizens are criminals. And I'm not even joking about the stats over here. It might be more than that.
Well, that's
The
a
people
speculation.
that-
There is no survey, right? Shrey, we had
that's the
a
thing.
RTI, we had a RTI act, and we requested for data of criminals, right? But we never got that, so we can
Yeah, I
never use
did.
that claim now.
Yeah, but I'm giving you a rough. Who is
But
not a
say
criminal?
criminals,
Give me
even if
give me a
we-
second, Jolly. Give me a second, Jolly. Give me a second, Jolly. I'll get to the point. I know what you're trying to make. A reformed one, right? A person can get reformed after committing a crime.
No,
The
I'm not saying
situation
that.
Yeah. Let me
I'm
get to the
saying
Hughes
if
point
you-
as well.
Yeah, I'll just add one point. So if you are
Yeah.
saying criminal, right? A criminal is a person who steals a pencil from a shop, and a criminal is a person who kills a officer or a normal civilian. So if you take in that sense, we all are criminal in one form or another, right?
Let's do one thing. Everyone, Hugh, shout me any state ID, any random state ID, 1 to 5,000.
4261.
Not yours, by the way. A random one.
I think so. I think so. Wait. I would suggest,
Check 5810.
why don't you check the current one? That would be Win Marcus.
Anyone who is not a law officer, which would be
That
me,
would
you,
be
and police.
4418. 4418. Yeah.
But that's a case. He was in
Win
for
Marcus.
9s. See, that's
Okay.
a different
Forget
situation.
that. Forget that. Shout me out any random state ID, 1 to 5,000. Actually, 1 to
See,
6,000.
actually-
Without a person
actually-
being a law officer. I'll
know
give you
what,
the
we
example.
can do
No.
this
The
random.
reason I'm doing it right. The situation that you mentioned, there were a lot of innocent people without any criminal background, any relation to that situation. And in this case, I can literally give you thousands of examples.
Well, I have something to say. RICO एक्ट तो तभी एक्टिवेट होगा ना जब उसने क्राइम कमिट किया है, तो वो इनोसेंट तो
बिल्कुल,
डेफिनेटली
बिल्कुल।
नहीं होगा।
बिल्कुल जेडन बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं इसमें थिंग इज ऑल्सो
Yeah.
कि आप लोग सेक्शन 1 में क्लॉज 3 एक्सप्लेनेशन चेक कर लीजिए पूरा उसमें मैंने कहीं भी ऐसा कुछ नहीं लिखा है कि हम लोग किसी को भी सड़क से उठा के ले जाएंगे देयर इज
हाँ,
आल्सो
I think
there is also
so.
it is written
We are emphasizing on the felony crimes, right?
Arno,
So-
I understand what you are saying.
Yes.
We were talking
Felony
about
crimes,
the
not
point.
misdemeanors or anything.
Yeah,
we
that
were
is fine. So
saying
that
about
should be-
time limits, right? How did it get
चलिए ठीक
distracted to
है
this?
वापस टाइम लिमिट्स पे आ जाते हैं ठीक है
हाँ जी, एक
तो
बार
ये
time
time
limits को
limits-
cover करते हैं.
Time limits का मैं
हाँ
आपको सीधा बता देता हूँ before any objections. There is no realistic way that we will put any time limit in this situation because the PD, the police officers need their time for the investigation, and the person who will get caught and whom the RICO Act will be put on. There will be a felony reason. There will be a felonious reason behind that. The person would have to commit a felonious crime, a pattern of felonious crime. Then only the RICO Act can be invoked on the person. In regard to the time limit, there is no possible way we can put a time limit because that would hinder the investigation and that would hinder the sole purpose of this act to prosecute a whole organization that is committing crime.
But
I understand your
PD,
point.
yeah, PD have been working under the highly stressful environment, right? They should be given some stress that they need to complete their task within this set amount of time. If you don't give any
Shrey,
time, they will
what
be free.
Jolly and me are trying to point out here is
Yeah.
like, see, it's basically indefinite power, right? And
Yeah.
there is grounds for exploitation in it, right?
Yeah, for that,
So
I
how
can
do we
assure you,
control
for
that?
that, I can assure you, Internal Affairs, that would be me, at District Attorney's office, will be in the loop. And if Internal Affairs catch any officer breaking any SOP, he will be implicated and punished accordingly.
You know, right under those circumstances, the suspect would not be allowed to meet his family. He would not be allowed to get in touch with anybody in the world. Nobody knows what's
for-
happening inside.
Then why did
For that, I can
So-
only say one thing.
so
For that,
I
I
have
can
a
only say
request.
one thing.
No, I have a
Don't do the
suggestion for
crime if you
that,
can't
actually.
handle the
Yeah,
fine.
that's
No, I have a suggestion for that actually. So what generally happens is, suppose you have a suspect in your custody, right? And
Yeah.
there is literally no communication that what's his status. So there should be a public relations officer in the UPD who should communicate these things to his family members and associates, so that there
No,
is no
that's the
drama
purpose of the
outside.
act. That's the purpose of the act. The things should not be communicated because through that person, we'll be catching a lot of those mafia people, those gangs. If any
I'm not
information that
saying
has been
truth.
transmitted,
I'm not saying truths. What I'm saying is this to console the family members or just associates, so that there is no ruckus outside the police department. or
But-
outside.
Associates.
I
That is so nice that he just mentioned associates. Hugh, hilarious. It's
Could be
actually
business-
hilarious how like this
business-
is actually
business
targeting.
associates.
I know. Let me
Business
complete.
associates.
Let me
Alright.
complete. Let me complete it. It's okay.
Yes.
So जो
Mhm.
उनके associates है ना Hugh, funny thing is they'll be tried under it as well. Like if a guy up is caught, then all his associates are caught as well. I need you to understand कि मतलब हम लोग चाहते हैं कि उन लोगों का जो बीच का communication वाला जो पूरा point है कि मतलब मैं पकड़ा गया हूँ, मेरा जो भी सामान है सारा का सारा छुपा दो. I'm telling you in the most crude way possible. I know you have a point as well.
Mhm.
I credit your point, but we can't just overlook this whole part of it, because अगर हमने ये कर दिया, then it is just like any other act or any other charge out there.
No, I get your point. What I was
Yes.
telling you, I'm not telling the suspect should communicate with their members or business associates. What I meant was
Acha.
a PD officer who will be a
Mhm.
liaison officer, right? Who will be able to communicate on behalf of the department that what's the status that they are in for an investigation. There should be a representative from the Unified
But-
Police Department.
yeah.
I never asked for the suspect to be communicated with their members.
But
I'm gonna be candid over here. Yeah, give me a second, Ace. I'm gonna be candid over here, and it's gonna be off the books that are the things that I'm about to say, if that's fine by everyone. For past 1 year, Justice Roosevelt, are you there?
Yes, I'm listening. It's a good debate going on, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
For
interrupt.
past 1 year, I have been the district attorney of the state, of this district. You have no idea what I've seen. Harvey is aware of it. Harvey was there. I fought for the PD to even get them guns to defend themselves from these criminals. These criminals were hunting the PD in the first ever month of the city. I fought for that. I fought with the Chief Justice to get them what they deserved. A right to defend themselves, a right to defend the state. They did not have the guns. There was a court case yesterday in regard to Mr. Roosevelt. Justice Roosevelt transferred that to me, to the Internal Affairs office. Fucking bombs were thrown at MRPD. Bombs. Guns are being looted from Bobcat. Guns. Class 2s. Thompsons, AK, Uzis. These are being used in the streets. And like it's a fucking toy. खिलौने की तरह बिक रहा है ये रोड पे. खिलौने की तरह. 1 साल से मैंने मेथ, कोकेन, हेरोइन, वीड, गन्स, क्लास शूज, क्या क्या रॉबरीज है, क्या क्या केसेस मैंने डिफेंड किए और लड़े हैं. आई हैव सीन हाउ द सिटी हैज प्लमेटेड इन पास्ट 1 ईयर. किस तरीके से क्रिमिनल इंसरक्शन हुआ है शहर के अंदर. I wouldn't have gone down this road and ये RICO Act पास करने की desperation में नहीं होता अगर bombs नहीं फेंके जा रहे होते. EMS के अंदर EMS officers को मारा जा रहा है. हॉस्पिटल के सामने हॉस्पिटल में बंदों को घुस के मारा जा रहा है. नाना भाई, a famous नाना भाई. EMS के अंदर घुस के EMS के बंदों को मारते हैं. There's a fucking gang living at North Rockford Drive called by the Mandem. These guys have been for past fucking how many months again and again committing patterns of robberies, shootouts, hunting down PD. PD are even afraid of them. There was a gas station near my old house in North Rockford Drive, UK Oil. क्या हुआ उसका? पीडी वहां पे जा रही थी, पीडी के लिए वो उससे एक्सक्लूसिव था. पीडी को हंट डाउन करके मार देते, तुम ये गैस स्टेशन यूज नहीं कर सकते. I've seen that. I've seen everything. I have to live by it because they don't blame you. They don't blame the justice. They blame us. They blame me for the failures of PD. Internal Affairs District Attorneys to be blamed for the failures of prosecution, for the failures that has been committed by the PD, by the civilians, by the criminals. We are to be blamed because there was a legislative assembly. उन्होंने क्या काम किया? वो भी ये ला सकती थी, वो चीजें रोक सकती थी, उन्होंने भी कुछ नहीं किया. हाथ पे हाथ डर के पैसे लेके निकल गई.
Isn't that in our whole world politicians do?
Exactly. With all due respect, Justice, it's high time. The city has plummeted to not even petty crime. Class 2s are being used as toys. Killing of police officers, civilians, kidnapping of civilians. These are like child's play. If you'd go out, wear normal t-shirt and pants and stand in front of apartments, I'll dare you, within 1 hour, you'll get kidnapped and taken hostage 3 to 4 times.
It's
Within 1 to 2
actually
hours.
true.
Okay.
My
could you
own
check that
assistant
Twitter,
district attorney.
guys? As the discussion is going on and people are talking about
So
Yeah.
commonly, so casually they are talking on Twitter.
That's my point.
Yep.
That's my
crime
point.
इतना crime
Pipe
They
literally
are-
bomb को
इतना
joke की तरह
common
use किया
हुआ
जा
है.
रहा है.
See, the case,
Shay,
case
you
of
should take
Yeah.
action on this guy if you can.
I'm
Proceed
gonna
with
take
the-
actions. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
proceed
actions.
it.
That's the reason. This will be. जब ये इस बंदे ने अब I'm gonna give you a real example how this RICO Act will work. इस बंदे के अंदर अगर हमें छोटा सा भी एविडेंस मिलता है कि इसके पास पाइप बॉम्ब है, कोई भी हमें ट्रेसेस मिलते हैं, पैटर्न मिलता है बॉम्ब का, we will arrest this person.
even I would
We'll
like
go after his whole organization. We'll catch each and every fucking scumbag of his organization. And then we will prosecute them. And regarding the punishments, because I don't want it to be how would Mr. Hugh Knight, a learned counsel over the state, human right violation. That's why I'm making sure that the punishment will be at the judge's discretion. The judge will be the sole, discrete body, exclusive body of the state, the collegium, that would decide what will happen to the person. If there any reformation that shall be given to the person, or the person should be sent for life imprisonment in the Boiling Brook.
Well, that's perfect, Shrey. Like the decision of punishment should definitely be in the hands of the justice. When I talked about the human rights violation, I referred to the duration in which the suspect is in the custody with the police department. There should not be any violation against which harms their physical body or mental capacity during the custody. Who will take care of that, Shrey?
I mean,
once मान लीजिए
वो बंदे जो भी सस्पेक्ट्स हो गए जिनको 9th के लिए भेजा जाएगा इन्वेस्टिगेशन के अंदर, they can come to the court and they can, if anything bad happens to them, if they had been tortured, they can come to the court when the case will be presented, and वो justice के सामने खुद बता सकते हैं कि मेरे साथ ये हुआ है, and a medical examination can be done on that person at the judge's discretion.
I would also request for one thing to be added in the clause, that all the discussion that happens between the custody while they are in custody should be recorded and to be presented in front of the judge if required.
That thing will be considered. I'll take that under consideration. It's a valid point. I'll take that under consideration.
I think सारे interrogation record होते ही है.
No, but since this is a
that's
RICO
what I
thing,
want.
right? We just wanted to have a. You can have it
But the
redacted
thing
initially.
is, I can tell you one thing. Most of these
Mishka,
interrogations
please
will
come
be redacted.
No, redacted is fine. This could be confidential.
Redacted is fine, but if a person goes to court claiming that there have been some illegal things done to them, then we want those records to be publicized so that we can then tell the judge.
At the discretion of the
I
judge.
can
If the
assure
judge
you
Yeah,
allows.
one
at the
thing.
discretion of the
Yes.
judge.
It's gonna be at the judicial discretion.
Yes,
It's
we
gonna be at the
buy
collegium's
va.
discretion. I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you one thing. All of the investigations papers will be hop sealed. It will be redacted so that the
We
information that
understand
had
that,
been given
Shrey.
by these people that we catch is not publicized and shall be used as a means for other people to get motivated by it. कि हाँ ये देखो इस बंदे ने ये कर करके इतना पैसा कमा लिया मैं भी करता हूँ ये. Not to influence the civilians of Los Santos. You get my point, right?
We understand that, Shrey. All we would want is all the interrogation, the whole period when a suspect is in the custody of the Unified Police Department. Everything should be recorded and documented and should be presented in front of the judge if and when required.
Okay. I'll take that under consideration. I'll definitely take that under consideration.
Yeah, we just don't want PD to act like criminals. That's all. The consideration is from our end.
Yep.
Shrey, agar records maintained hai, then it's a better thing, right? It works better for everybody. And there should also be repercussions for the Unified Police Department अगर वो इसमें कोई भी tampering कर दिया तो.
That's why I am the DA's office will be actively in the loop as well as internal affairs chief. Mr. Shrey.
Yes, the internal affairs should be there to identify the tampering of any evidence in the
Even-
case
Oh
of-
yeah, don't worry about that. I'm gonna give you a brief, I'm not gonna tell you the whole SOP. If a person in any way tampers with the evidences, with the police report, he gets fired immediately.
Yes,
there's
Shrey,
no
we
coming
would
back from
not
that.
want any cases of any planting of evidence such that like that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
This
Any
should not.
SOP violations will be reprimanded
Even
and actions will be
And
taken for mental offense.
we will expect that if a officer just makes an excuse that, oh sorry, the wire got off or the electricity was not there when we were interrogating and the camera was not working, we will also expect some strict punishment for that also.
I think so. The high commands of the Unified Police Department, especially the Colonel VSR Vikram Singh Rathore and the SASP will be in loop and investigating
Well, I
actively.
guess justice enough funds are provided to the police department as well as DA's office, right, to ensure their technicalities are all working.
Yes, even
Yeah,
though
you
if
don't
they
want to go
want
there.
to
You don't
increase-
want to go to the
yeah,
fun
they can
section because
ask
it's
to
quite
the
a sensitive
state as
topic.
well.
It's quite a sensitive topic, and Justice Isabel.
No, we are just mentioning it so that
Oh,
they
no,
will
no,
not use
funds.
any loopholes.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say is they have to, it's their responsibility to ensure that everything is operational, right? So if anything happens, the burden should be on the police department if there is any mishap in this case, not on the suspect.
Isn't that happening in all cases?
The person who will be sent for the ninth prosecution would be the district attorney's office and the state, not the other side, which would be you,
Well, that's perfect then.
because the person is going to be sent for ninths. That's the basic court procedure that will be followed. हार्वी जी कुछ आपके लिए है, कुछ आपको ऐड करना है इसके अंदर, कोई ऑब्जेक्शंस आपकी साइड से?
मैं बस ये बोलूंगा जो टेम्परिंग का बोल रहे हैं ना, तो ये मैं
हाँ जी।
देखते आ रहा हूँ कि टेम्परिंग बहुत ज्यादा होती है जो एविडेंसेस की है, और ये कहीं ना कहीं डीए ऑफिस भी मिला होता है। मैं इस पे ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं
अरे
उठाऊंगा।
हार्वी जी,
Hey, one second.
आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं हार्वी जी? उस
नहीं,
बात
मैं
को छोड़े कितना आगे
खिलाफ नहीं,
चले
उसके
गए हम?
खिलाफ नहीं हूँ। हाँ, तो अगर वैसा होता है तो दोनों पे एक्शन लिया जाएगा, डीए ऑफिस पे भी और पीडी पे भी लेना चाहिए।
डेफिनेटली आपका हुक्म सर आंखों पर सर। क्या पाइथन जी चले गए, आपको छोड़ गए हार्वी जी?
If we are found with tampering, I myself, if I am found, I'll resign. There's no issue with that.
You will be fired, Mr. Ace, not
No, I'll
able
quit
to
before
resign.
that.
रोजबेल जी आपके लिए जस्टिस साहब कुछ आपके एडिशन, एनीथिंग दैट यू वांट टू
No, it's
add
all
on to
good,
this?
and that debate was very good. I like it. The point is, if anything is missing right now, you can say freely. After that, I'm
No.
going for the voting, and we will pass this RICO Act.
Yep. Arno, Mishka,
बताइए।
Jaden, कुछ ऐड करना आप तीनों को?
नहीं नहीं
नहीं, मैंने तो बस जितना मुझे ऐड करना था मैंने तो कर दिया बत्रा साहब। मैं तो बस वही पूछने के लिए वेट कर रहा था कि कुछ भी अगर दिक्कत हो किसी को।
बाकी फाइनल ड्राफ्ट है ये, अभी
एक
फाइनल
चीज
ड्राफ्ट नहीं है, ये
पूछनी
रफ ड्राफ्ट है। फाइनल ड्राफ्ट में चेंजेस काफी ज्यादा हो गए, पेनल्टीज एंड
ये
बहुत चीजें हटेगी।
एक चीज पूछनी थी
हाँ जी।
वो डिफाइन किया है कि व्हेन कैन पीडी एक्टिवेट रिको एक्ट? इज इट
वो
डिस्कस्ड?
डिफाइन होगा। ये
Okay.
रफ ड्राफ्ट है, फाइनल ड्राफ्ट में डिफाइंड होगा।
So I would request कि जब final draft ready होता है आप वो भी communicate कर दीजिएगा so that
हाँ जी, वो
One
सीधा
more
जस्टिस
point.
साहब को कन्वर्ट करने में वो हो जाएगा, कम्युनिकेट हो
PD
जाएगा।
training should be done under your department, the office.
I have had the conversation with the Chief Justice Tao Vespucci.
Hello, uncle.
He's taking the step to helping me in this matter. He'll personally train PD officers with the help of Mr. Lotus Kamal, the commissioner.
Okay, the commissioner of UPD.
Wasn't
Yes.
Pasha
Then
Khan
fine, that's fine.
the commissioner?
Yeah, I guess
no, Lotus Kamal is the governor, not the governor, the
No,
Overwatch.
he's not. Yeah, Overwatch.
He's the Overwatch.
Give me a second.
क्या है ये? पता तो कर लो कौन कौन है।
I think so. I gotta have some water. Anyone has water?
There is a dispenser outside. Water
There are no cups.
There are.
बाजू में ही है। तौबा, सिर्फ कंप्लेन करने आती मैं पानी।
Someone drank
मिला
out
क्या?
of it. It's
Who was
used.
drinking outside first?
एलिजाबेथ की चाबी देना जरा।
I don't have any Elizabeth in my life.
Oh, I haven't. You'll be single forever. आ जाओ।
Asshole. Seriously. Asshole. भोसड़ी बात.
आराम से पी भाई।
अच्छा, अभी जेडन का क्वेश्चन था ना, मैं एक सेकंड ये आई वाज लाइक इन माय माइंड। तो व्हाट अबाउट द एप्लीकेबिलिटी, राइट?
Yeah.
तो देखिए, आपको मतलब इसमें चेंज लाना ला सकते हैं कोई, मैं आई एम ओपन टू इट। सेक्शन 1 की ज्यूरिसडिक्शन में मैंने एप्लीकेबिलिटी में लिखा हुआ है कि इट रीचेस इट्स रीच एक्सटेंड्स टू एनकंपास एनी पर्सन और एंटिटी एंगेजिंग इन रैकेटियरिंग एक्टिविटीज। ठीक है, मैंने ये कह दिया। अब डेफिनेशन में मैंने रैकेटियरिंग एक्टिविटी का भी पूरा अच्छे से लिख के रखा है, दोनों पढ़ लीजिए। इट इज रिटन राइट देयर। सेक्शन 2 में क्लॉज 1 में मैंने रैकेटियरिंग एक्टिविटी की डेफिनेशन लिख के रखी है, और सेक्शन 1 क्लॉज 2 में एप्लीकेबिलिटी के अंदर सबसेक्शन 1 के अंदर लिखा हुआ है पूरा।
Well, that's really amazing work, Arno, right there. And I would also ask you to guide us through how PD will use this. Like एक step by step बोल सकते हो क्या PD कैसे करेगी इस चीज को enact?
देखिए, वो तो अब हमारे क्या नाम है उनका, लोटस कमल साहब को पता है इसके बारे में, आई गेस। So I guess he's the one who is going to tell them how it's going to happen. Again, the way I am using it, it's more like the way I'll use it in the court, right? Because my job is prosecution, to be very precise. So that is all I know. मतलब PD कैसे use करेगी? I'm pretty certain they'll first of all get like initial hardcore evidence कि मतलब ये person involved है racketeering के अंदर, and then they'll apprehend him rather than like apprehending the person first and then making any proofs against them.
Yes. This is something that you mentioned that is very important right here, right?
Naji.
So how
Naji,
do we
yes.
verify? How do we verify that it happens that way?
How do we verify it happens that way? देखिए, इनिशियली रिपोर्ट तो बनाएंगे ऑब्वियसली वो लोग, चार्जशीट वगैरह जो भी उनकी इनिशियली रिपोर्ट बनती है, तो उस रिपोर्ट के अंदर मेंशन तो डेफिनेटली होगा ही कि उनकी जो ये पर्सन है, इन्होंने प्रीवियसली कुछ क्या कहते हैं हर्ट चार्ज के अंदर या फिर कोई भी अलेजेड क्राइम के अंदर, मल्टीपल क्राइम्स के अंदर गए हैं। There was a certain threshold that was mentioned by Chief Justice himself कि इसके ऊपर कोई threshold लगानी है कि you know there needs to be like 2 or 3 felonies or like hardcore felonies that needs to be committed by the person previously.
8 or 10, I guess.
Again, I don't know about the threshold currently. Yes. That is all the thing that PD is going to see.
So that has to be defined so that there are no loopholes for that.
Again, that is more like a PD's SOP because I can define what racketeering activity is. I cannot define exactly how the PD works in this.
He can't define, Mr. Hugh.
Well, that's I understand that.
It would be under SOP. The thing is, after that, the whole case will be under Department of Justice, so it will be balanced out. Don't worry regarding that.
Well, that's fine by me.
लेकिन
Shrey,
मैं
do you
इस
have
चीज का
anything else?
आश्वासन दे सकता हूँ आपको कि
No, I don't have anything to
प्रोसिक्यूशन
add to
की
it.
स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्मिंग जो भी है हमारी, हम लोगों ने खूब अच्छे से तैयार करके रखी है. वी हैव मेड श्योर दैट द प्रोसिक्यूशन इज इन कंट्रोल. आई हैव मेड श्योर दैट देयर इज अ सर्टेन क्लॉज मेड स्पेसिफिकली कि मतलब प्रोसिक्यूशन का काम क्या है इसमें वो डिफाइन हो जाए. सो या,
Which clause?
it is defined in section 2 clause 2 prosecution. There is a specific clause right for it कि मतलब हमारा काम उसमें क्या होने वाला है. So we have already stated it in clause 2 subsection 2 that the district attorney's office exercises full authority to enlist any state or local law enforcement agency in both investigation and prosecution of the individuals.
Perfect, then no worries.
All good? चलिए.
If it's all good, should we go with the
Yeah.
voting?
Yeah, we shall. I don't think there's a need of
I
voting.
think we can
guess.
have a
Yeah,
unanimous decision.
Yeah,
right?
I think everyone
है भाई.
agrees with this.
हाँ हाँ वाले
What
अपने
we
हाथ
would
खड़े कर लिए.
also what we would also request for is the fines to be defined in a better way. And Shrey, आप जो necessary changes बोल रहे थे, right? We would
वो
request कि आप
सब
जो
fines
changes करेंगे,
and
yes.
time will be at judicial discretion only.
Yeah, it's under
Yes.
judicial discretion.
So because
fines-
इसमें चीजें mentioned है, कुछ sentences and fines के बारे में.
नहीं
So
वो
we
that
would not.
you just
ये rough
disregard that
draft
for
है.
now.
ये rough draft था. I had a talk with Chief Justice Tavis Pucci. He helped me with a lot of stuff. So there will be necessary changes being made. to
The
draft.
thing is, this was very much inspired from the previous one that I had made back in LC. So again, this will not be very similar to the thing that we are going to do over here. So charges change हो जाएंगे बस. So yeah, we can
All
disregard
right, there
that for
should be
now.
the considerable changes in those penalty section and all, and we are all up for a unanimous decision.
Okay, all good. देखिए आप बस ये देख लीजिए कि उसकी एक्सरसाइजिंग और प्रोसिक्यूशन की तरफ से आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं. चार्जेस वगैरह तो देखिए अगेन एवरी
देखिए अर्नो, थोड़ी बहुत गलती सबसे हो सकती है.
बिल्कुल
अब जब
बिल्कुल.
पहला केस आएगा विल फिगर इट ऑल आउट.
चलिए ठीक है, नो वरीज.
म्यूचुअली राइट. यहाँ पे भी म्यूचुअली बातें कर रहे हैं, वहाँ भी म्यूचुअली बातचीत करके सुलझा लेंगे.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Also, I would request that this act should be open for amendments if it goes through a PIL. Shrey, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
I just mentioned that this act should be open to amendments through PILs if there are any issues found later on.
I don't think there will be a need of amendments in this act. But yeah, we can. I have no objections to that.
All right then.
चंगा फिर सही मुंह मिठा करो.
चलिए मुंह मिठा करते हैं. Let's conclude this meeting. It was a very fruitful meeting. काफी अच्छी debate थी आपकी साइड से भी and district attorney's office के members की साइड से भी, and even for the presence of Justice Roosevelt. Thank you for your presence. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate all my learned private counsels to be present in this meeting. And I wish in future also we can have this debate of, how should I say, a formal debate rather than jumping to the horse and jumping at each other while insulting each other. Let's go past it. And
Mr. Shrey, it's all happened due to one person missing in this meeting.
Zack Snyder, beloved.
No.
वो दिमाग के इंसान मैं ना चाहता.
Don't take names, Mr. AC. आपने यही
मेरे
गलती कर
काफी
रहे थे.
अच्छे मित्र है. वो काफी अच्छे थे. थोड़ी नोक झोंक होती है
Oh,
हमारी भी.
I got it.
नोक झोंक हो रखी
I got
है.
it.
कोई बड़ी बात नहीं होती. हमारी डैनी गिब्स से काफी अच्छी नोक झोंक चली है. बहुत टाइम तक चली है. यूनाइट तो उसके गवाह है काफी अच्छे.
बिल्कुल.
अरे नोक झोंक की बात नहीं, उनको बस छुट्टी की जरूरत थी. कोई नहीं, इट्स ओके. सब लोगों के थोड़ा बहुत हो जाता है.
एंड मिस्टर श्रेय, आपने ये जो इतना अच्छा कानून लाया है, वी एक्सपेक्ट इट टू बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड वेरी क्विकली.
ये हम कल तक ही करते हैं.
Yeah, there was one person who shot at my shoulder and he escaped any charges.
अरे बाप
Mr. Hugh, can you take his name?
No, I won't take his name.
कौन है बताइए?
Tell, tell, tell.
परिंदा।
No.
I
कौन है
myself
उधर?
will
याद नहीं
shot
आ रहा,
him.
मैं दिमाग पे जोर डाल रहा हूँ, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, मुझे बिल्कुल याद नहीं आ रहा।
अरे थोड़ा और
कोई
जोर
client तो नहीं
डालिए।
है आपके?
हाँ, नहीं, मुझे
Your
याद
best
नहीं आ
friend?
रहा
अटॉर्नी
है,
क्लाइंट
बिल्कुल भी।
प्रिविलेज के अंदर है क्या आप? यूनाइट
देखिए,
ऐसा
हाँ,
लग रहा है।
Oh my god.
I'll just
अरे
say he is a person.
जॉली जी, आपके बड़े साहब अटॉर्नी क्लाइंट प्रिविलेज के अंदर, उन्होंने आपको गोली मारी और आपके बड़े साहब उनको डिफेंड करे। अरे
Oh my god.
तभी तो
हमको
मैं बोल रहा
बताया
हूँ कि
था
आप
इगोर
ये जो
जी ने कौन
एक्ट
है वो।
लाए हैं उस एक्ट को
अरे रे।
फटाफट एप्लीकेबल कीजिए बस।
जी
अच्छा
जी,
अच्छा अच्छा
डेफिनेटली।
जरूर।
Oh my
अच्छी बात
god.
सुन के
In
मुझे
the
याद आया, किसी को पता है टुंडे कबाबी से क्या अच्छा खाना मिलता है?
I'll take a leave, gentlemen. I'll take a leave. It was a really fruitful meeting. Justice, I'll submit
Really
my
it
formal
was.
draft for the
Yeah,
RICO.
मुझे बड़ी
please
भूख लग
submit
रही है।
it.
अच्छा
and Shri, please get on that investigation, please,
All right. Good day,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
sure.
It was
on
a
the
really good meeting.
officers.
Good evening, gentlemen.
अच्छा बत्रा साहब, एक आपसे बात करनी थी।
हाँ जी बताइए।
आइए जज साहब,
इसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशन
please
में आप
jump.
मेक श्योर करना कि प्रोसिक्यूशन वाला क्लॉज ऐड हो ही, क्योंकि
ऊपर
फिर नहीं तो
निकल-
पुलिस होती है ना थोड़ी ज्यादा
Yes.
लिबर्टी ले लेती है, थोड़ी हद से ज्यादा लिबर्टी ले
Definitely.
लेती है वो।
Yep.
वो चीज मैं करूंगा खुद। मुझे
अरे
कोई
बाप रे,
अपार्ट
बर्फ
तोड़
गिर रही
सकता
है।
है?
That was your bike,
दिसंबर
right?
आ गया।
अरे तेरी, चलो
जाते
हाँ
हैं,
हाँ,
चलो।
थोड़ा दौड़ के आना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा पार्किंग की तरफ।
हाँ हाँ, कोई लोड नहीं है, कोई लोड नहीं है। एक काम करो, मैं यहीं से सोने जा रहा हूँ। You guys have a great
Yeah,
day.
I'll
Okay?
also
Good night.
take a
Bye-bye.
leave, Arno. Have a good day. I'll sleep on the lawn. I love the lawn.